So science, technology, engineering, art, and math. But that's not all. It is actually a whole ecosystem, and it's a community. But the A is like a binding agent, and we used it with the other elements. Without that art, then from language, the most simple sketch, a representation, whether it's digital or traditional, we cannot live and we cannot be efficient without art. The mentor, though, in STEM and STEAM, like many other places, these are those who guide in the space of the place, supportive, and who know how to ask questions. They don't give answers. When they ask the questions, they're not loaded, judgmental, sarcastic, or closed. As things progress, the client, no matter what their age, will become more independent, and there will be less need for the mentor. A common language, but not only a language, an approach and behavior in the place. This should be appropriate. It should have its base on a commonly agreed, easy to understand, flexible, inclusive form. The aim being development of society and of competencies, a very important word. Learning, the opportunity for hands-on learning, to engage with and gain experience in developmental opportunities. It's a facilitative, hands-on experience, not necessarily didactic. The space and place. For STEAM and for STEAM mentors and all of those involved, the actual place has no need to be a certain shape, size, color, or location. It's a more of a mental and emotional construct in which people trust, explore, and learn in safety. It should be functional. Basic considerations such as comfort, warmth, light are important. Add to these the ability to experiment with different materials and substances in a 3D space, and we're good, thank you. It should be flexible. Work is often carried out individually and in groups of various sizes. Each needs a place to go and prepare themselves and the task in hand. A quiet place is a must. The ability to alter work surfaces area is also a great benefit. Storage. Storage should be plentiful and of a good size. There also need a place to be secure where completed projects can be kept in safety. Large storage options can always be divided into smaller bespoke areas, but the opposite is not true. To be sustainable, sustainability can be achieved with well-built items and surfaces that can be adapted, repainted, or used. Flooring should be easy to clean and comfortable. Young and old regularly find themselves on the floor. Different areas are also useful, as are basic tools. There should be working surfaces, a wet area, ideally a kitchen facilities, and a refrigerator or freezer. Experiments carried out have a far greater reach and possibilities if we have these. Engagement. Yeah, thank you, Chris. Engagement is one of the more important parts of our future, whether we talk about art alone or as part of a bigger possibilities. Without looking, what color, for instance, are the seat that you're sitting on? If you're engaged, you don't notice these things. We want to engage. This is not a space or a place that is necessarily important. It's the task at hand. We have something called interdisciplinary, and this facilitates at least 2 subjects or actions into the same session. This is the first step in handing over responsibility for learning to the students. And I don't differentiate on ages here, no matter what their age. This is part of the reason we need facilities around us, not to move from classrooms to classrooms. It should be a flexible space. Multidisciplinary. So this is where we have 3, 4, or 5 subjects. This might well require more than one mentor, but the result will be exponentially better. So a place for the mentors is important, not amongst the students, but close enough to react if needed. Transdisciplinary. Everything is in there. There will be many different tasks undertaken, some working with models, others with text, others still doing experiments, and at the end a presentation will be made. Multimedia is needed, but one large screen is enough. We don't need many. Color. How we use color. Here I'll give you an example. Do we use it as a painted watercolor, an RGB value, a dye made from natural or synthesized chemistry, an influence, a subconscious or otherwise, or as a term to express our emotional state? There are many possibilities in this. Who are the driving force in this space? Is it the mentor, the teacher, the lecturer? Absolutely not. It's the group, it's the children, it's the students, it's you. You're the engine. Our job as mentors is to guide you, to ask you questions, to take you places you didn't go before. That's our job. Evolution and development. They are different, as you can see from the images, and you know yourselves. But we're dealing with very many bright, curious students who need to spread their competency wings. This they will only do this if it's well managed, if there is a trust in the place, and there are opportunities to do things they wouldn't ordinarily be able to do. It can be realized in a park, on a space, or at home. Development of the place. The place, for these reasons, will evolve and develop because the students wish to. For that reason, the space needs to support the evolution without restraining possibilities. We want our students to grow out of the box, not in one, physically or otherwise. Understanding the principles for our design. Almost all of our current teachers do not understand what STEAM really is. Even those who have STEM centers, they are, though, on a learning curve, and it will tighten quickly if they allow it to. Please consider the relevant experience of the school as a whole before you give them what they want. The chances are they don't know what they want or need. And the last one, inclusion of the users. All ages should be considered. Consider using a facilitator, a mentor, and ask those people that are going to use it. Go back, visit them regularly, update, and see how the choices would change as their experience changes. That's it, folks. Thank you very much indeed.